chick married her teacher. They're going to come in here in a second.
Are they going to be honest about what was going on while she was a student?
Yeah.
Hi, my name is Jeff.
Hi, I'm Angie.
And we came down to New York to see Howard Stern and tell him about our story.
So you two are married, and there's a bit of a age disparity between the two of you.
Small gap, yeah.
So there's an interesting story behind how this all came together.
We think it's interesting, yeah.
All right, I'll save this for the studio and let you tell Howard all about it.
Great, thanks.
All right, guys.
So this dude's a teacher, and he picked out like the hottest chick in his class and married her. Banged her. Got fired.
Let's see when he, probably spotted her on the first day. Had he done this before?
Well, my point is that this has been going on for time on end.
Yeah, but, the teacher's in a special position.
Yeah, I'm not a big fan of this, man. Hey, if it was my daughter and she's running off with the teacher, I'd be fucking pissed.
Yeah, and so he can just sit there and pick and choose, and he looks better than all the other little high school boys.
And I think
it looks like Will.
Yeah, that is Will. He took her virginity, too.
Oh, my goodness.
Hey, man. What do you say? Wow. Hot little wife there. The high school student.
What did he teach, by the way?
Sex ed, I believe. Must be, right? Let's see. What number mics are these guys on, Gary?
1 and 2.
1 and 2. That will help. Hi, guys.
Hi.
So, should I call you Mr. whatever your name is, or?
Are you in incognito, or can we use your name?
Jeff and Angie is fine.
Jeff and Angie is fine. Now, Jeff, you were a teacher.
Mm-hmm.
And
in high
Angie,
school, I hope.
He was your high school teacher.
Yes.
Yeah, you do look young.
Oh.
Holy cow. How old are you, dude?
Me?
Yeah.
I just turned 45 last week.
45. And how old is she?
19.
You're 19. And how old were you a senior in high school when he met you?
Yeah.
Yeah, and how old were you then? 17?
17.
Actually, 2 months short of 18, just to clarify.
Wow.
Yeah, he's counting every second.
You have to. You have to.
Were your parents livid that the teacher was fucking you?
You could say that.
Yeah, sure. Absolutely.
Well, the way it went down, before we get into it, we're not here to,
advocate this. You're not advocating?
No. Because
Why? It sounds like it's great for you.
It's great for us, but it's been a tough road, and we're not here to give advice or advocate.
Nobody thought you were.
You're not writing a how-to book for other male teachers?
But because of what we
Benji's going to go out and marry one of his students. All right, we tweeted a picture of the couple at Stern Show so everyone could see what we're talking about. Well, you're a very attractive young lady. Is it true you've never had sex with any other guy except for your teacher?
Just Jeff.
You were a virgin when you met him.
Correct.
I want the truth now. Don't give me some horseshit. How soon did he get in your pants?
Actually, honestly, he respected me, and because I had never had sex before, so I was a little.
Right.
Let's go
You were a
slow.
little nervous.
And he respected me. Like, I didn't have to ever say no, and he never pushed. He was awesome, and that's why.
Don't congratulate yourself. He was a child.
Yeah, she's a kid. And you've never had sex with any other person but him.
Correct. But,
Do you start to wonder what it would be like to have sex with other guys?
Not
No,
at
that's
all.
a couple of years away.
Yeah, she's only 19. All right, so let me understand something, Jeff. What kind of teacher were you?
I was
A bad one.
No,
You're a bad teacher.
I was actually,
He was Mr. Cool.
High school teacher for 10 years.
Were you married at the time?
Oh, hold on. I was nominated for Teacher of the Year 3 years.
Oh,
Right.
God.
3 years in a row.
It shows you what teacher of the year means.
Man,
What
oh,
type of
man.
teacher were you?
High school taught government econ and psychology.
Okay, so you went to college, you trained
yeah.
to be a teacher. You always wanted to be a teacher?
No, I felt originally I wanted to be a professional umpire,
Right.
and thought I'd better go back to school. I was going through a divorce, and there was a custody issue involved, so I thought best option was to go back to school and
Teach. So you're teaching the class, and was this how many years had you been teaching?
10.
10 years. Never had any affairs with any other students?
I had been married for 11 years up to that point, had never gone outside my marriage for any reason, had never hit on a student.
But some of those students are hot. They're pretty tempting, right?
You see it from a different perspective when you're older, because you recognize that an attractive young girl, when she becomes a woman, is going to be a good catch or
And Angie's some catch, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, well, that was very attractive. So when she walked into the
So
class,
she walks in that particular year.
did you notice her right away?
She probably tells the story better than I do.
Angie, what's the story here? He noticed you right away?
Well, yeah, I got my senior schedule, and I was excited to have him because I had heard about him my whole 3 years. Like, he's so awesome, he's so hot, you know, he's the best teacher ever. And so I was like, sweet, I get to see what he's all about. And
Right.
first day I was like, this guy? Really?
You didn't think he was that hot?
Right off the bat, I was like, but then by like day 2 and 3, I started to see how cool he was.
Because you liked his teaching style.
Yeah, and he was able to relate to the kids really well and get through to them, and I was like, that's awesome.
When you were starting your this was senior year, right? You're starting your senior year, I imagine you pick out your outfit to wear for the first day of school. What did you wear that first day to school? Mini dress?
No, I actually was like, I dressed modestly. I wasn't, you know, because I was growing up in a Mormon home, so I had, you know, jeans and
Right.
a regular
But I mean,
shirt.
today you're wearing a tight shirt. I can see you have very big boobs.
You were growing up in a Mormon home.
Right? You love that. In high school, for a girl to have a C, I'd say you're a C cup. Am I correct?
Yeah.
Or maybe even a D.
32C. No.
32C. And your teacher noticed right away you were 32C.
No.
Even
Funny how-
in that
No,
strange,
our
crazy secret
attraction-
underwear.
It's funny how a C can get you an A. Only in America.
She,
Yes.
the attraction, I mean, obviously became physical, but initially was all about the interaction, the personality.
All right,
that we had.
How did
Professor.
you get this one-on-one time with her? Why are you spending so much time with her?
How soon did you notice that she was a very beautiful woman and you were starting to realize that your high school student was so attractive that you were having feelings for her?
It progressed. We started school in early August and just joked with each other and had common, you know.
Was she
common-
doing extracurricular
No,
stuff?
it's not. No,
or-
she.
It's
she
not
was,
anything
She was very
creepy or weird.
tasteful. It wasn't the stereotypical.
All right, how soon do you get in her pants and how do you start asking her out? I mean, she's one of the students. You have to know that's wrong.
Yeah,
so,
like how do you,
You know what?
wind up together?
Yeah.
It started.
Well, we ran into each other at Starbucks, and it was a setting where we didn't have, it wasn't at school, and so we were able to talk a little bit more. Not
How many months into
necessarily-
senior year was this?
Like 2.
2 months.
2 or 3.
Two or
and-
three.
You
and-
run into each other at a Starbucks.
Right.
All right.
And we sat down, and we just had so much in common because we had that one-on-one. We didn't have, you know, a bunch
You
of people
sat
around.
down ostensibly to talk about the class?
Just to shoot the shit and
Just-
talk about
yeah.
things
Right.
that, you know, outside. And then at one point, you could tell that there was some chemistry, and I had made a comment to her. We had a random Wednesday off in the middle of the week, and I said that I was going to be going to a movie. I would always go to movies by myself because other family members didn't care to see the same movies I want to go to. So I said, I'm going to be at this movie. And it wasn't a straightforward invite, but I basically said, this is where I'm going to be. And we both kind of understood that if she eventually showed up, that we were going to progress.
What was it, Harry Potter?
No, you laugh.
Yeah. It was the Smurf movie.
It was.
This is it.
This is it with Michael Jackson.
Yeah.
We were there for 20 minutes.
Right.
We said, let's
But
get
we
the hell
wanted to
out.
talk.
So
We
you
wanted to
showed
be-
up at the movie
Yeah.
Yeah,
to meet him there.
And by me showing up, we both kind of knew.
So
that
you
this
were
was
hot
on.
for him at that point.
Yeah, we were obviously physically attracted to each other, but we both knew.
Was it hard to teach
we
in the
kinda-
class with a boner? Did you find yourself getting aroused while looking at her in
You
the
know
class?
we were able to kind of set that aside. After we progressed to a physical level, at first it was just, you know, kissing and
Wait a
that
second,
was-
Angie. Did you wear once you started realizing he was interested in you? Did you wear special outfits to the classroom?
No, just when we saw each other after.
Would you ever wear a short mini skirt with no panties and spread your legs a little bit to turn them on?
It
Not-
was never
not
the
in
miniskirt
school.
thing. Her big thing was like after we'd meet. Sometimes we'd meet after school or like at parks. We'd prearranged destinations.
Right. Yeah.
Oh my
Hey,
God.
you gotta go. You gotta go.
Right.
Her thing was like basketball shorts.
Basketball
Because
shorts.
easy
access.
Yeah.
Right.
My.
So you wore the
this
basketball
poor
shorts so he could work his fingers in there.
Oh.
Did you have a discussions that no one could know? In other words, you have to have that discussion with
Well,
your student.
That night that we went to the movies and went to a coffee shop, I remember leaning across and telling her that there's no way it was going to be really difficult to wait 90 days to kiss her.
Because that's when I would have been 18.
She was
I
18.
see.
And that's when I was like, okay, I think he likes me a little more than.
Right.
So,
So what happened? You kissed her.
yeah, good.
You didn't wait till her
Yeah,
18th
we-
birthday. You
that
said,
night.
There's no way. You had to kiss her.
You know what? Looking back, obviously you say shoulda, woulda, coulda,
Right.
and I would have liked to have done things different. But the way it progressed is, again, treat her with a lot of respect and decency. But that night, I walked her back to her car and kind of got in an elevator and got up in her space and
It sounds like you guys didn't realize how serious a thing this
No, we
was.
did.
That school was going to fucking freak out if they
No.
caught you. It's the end of your career.
Absolutely.
We were living on a different plane. We're like, oh, this is gonna be great. You know, nobody will know.
We can get
and-
away with it. We're smarter
Yeah.
than everyone.
Did you tell any of your friends, Angie?
Well, that's where it kind of went south because I was excited. I told a couple of people, and then
Uh-oh. Did you tell her not to tell anyone?
It was a given.
I take.
Yeah,
I
you
take
figured she knew.
It was a
for
given. I
a
thought, you know,
40-year-old.
but it's one
I
of
don't
those
really
things-
need to explain this.
When you tell someone a secret, you always feel better about. Now, don't tell anyone this. But we
Right.
had talked about, and even looking back at that night in the coffee shop, everything that eventually happened, I was deathly afraid of then.
What was your Facebook status? I fucked my teacher?
No.
So wait a second. You go out to the movie, and then you kiss after the movie.
And we had talked right after the kiss. We're like, okay, this is gonna change things.
Everything.
And
Yes.
we were both okay.
Weren't you
with that.
nervous about what did you get in his class? Did you get an A?
Yeah.
Yeah, of course. That ain't right.
I had earned
Was she?
maybe a
Did she
B
deserve
minus.
the A? She was probably a B minus, right? And you gave her an A.
She was a solid B student.
Well, the
and
thing was, I
I
didn't
discovered
have-
some extra credit points somewhere along the line that kind of bumped her up
Oh
to
my
like,
God.
Well, I didn't have time to do my homework because I was with him. That was my
Right.
reasoning.
Well, you were probably getting a lot extra help.
Yeah.
Yeah. Did you guys? So yeah, it would be weird to give her a B.
Yeah, might as well give her the test.
Right.
You know, so she can study
Did
it.
you ever look for the test when you were over his place? To
I was
sh-
focused on him.
yeah.
I didn't.
right.
Yeah.
So that's it. Now it's a big secret, and then you kiss that night. Then when do you start to bang? Because she's a virgin. So when do you start to bang?
There were, we had made arrangements, and we would meet here, we'd meet there. I'd say I was going to do my jiu-jitsu training, and I'd be going to a park to meet Angie. She'd say she was going over to a friend's house. She'd be at a park with me. But it was a lot of making out, heavy petting. We never progressed to the, actual intercourse point till probably sometime after Christmas break.
I see.
And
And was it great when your teacher took off your top and started playing with your boobs? Was it like so cool? You liked it?
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah, it was fun.
I liked him. It was. You have to understand, it's a lot.
Hey, my
it's a lot
teacher's playing
deeper
with my
than-
boobs, Robin.
Oh my God! I didn't know this was what they did in government, but they do.
I'll tell you what, I'm glad I didn't marry my hot teacher. She'd be 97 today. Do you worry about that, Angie? He's going to be an old man. I mean, after all, and you've never banged any other guys. Now, you probably had some boyfriends in high school, right? I mean, you probably
Yeah.
had some guys who were into you, but
Yeah.
you were saving yourself for later on.
Yeah, well, I had oral sex before, but
Right.
I always stopped at that point, and so
Good for you.
I've had other kinds of experiences, but he's amazing in bed. So
He is?
He's
got a big schlong?
He's yeah.
He does. Your teacher has a big schlong.
Yeah,
Well, he's your teacher.
so-
He should have a big schlong, right? He's a teacher. He's in a teaching situation.
When did she
When you-
blab to her friend?
Yeah. When did you? So you were banging your teacher for a while. When he pulled down his pants the first time, and this was an adult schlong. I mean,
Well,
it
it's like
wasn't some schoolboy.
It wasn't some presentation where we had like a lot of free room to operate. I mean,
Right.
Where was it in the back seat of a car? Oh, geez.
You banged her in the back seat of a car. Well, you couldn't take her to your apartment because maybe someone.
No, I was in the process of I was married at the time,
Right.
and we had kind of got to the point. I mean, fantastic woman, great stepmother to my children, but we had kind of grown apart, and we had reached a point where it was.
How many
for-
times you been married, dude?
This is 3, man.
This is your third.
Dude, after this, I'm going gay. I got no other options. This is.
It's got to work.
It has to work.
Right.
It has to work.
So you had a wife, you
I had
had
a wife.
kids, then you married some other broad, then she was the stepmother to your kids.
She was fantastic.
Then you
She's-
started cheating on this broad with your new girlfriend who's your high school student.
When you say it like that, it sounds really, really bad.
But that's what happened.
That's exactly it.
But I mean, we had agreed that we were going to start going to marriage counseling, basically, so that we could earn the right to walk away from the marriage.
I see.
But you're already dating her.
Well, it hadn't progressed to the point that it had.
So you had to bang her in a car like a real high school student.
Oh yeah.
So you kind of
Yeah.
regressed.
Yeah.
Oh man.
Yeah.
And you
he
say,
couldn't take her home.
Angie, you say banging in the car was good. The first time was good.
First
Yeah, it
time
was
we-
amazing.
It didn't
was-
hurt
The first time we didn't get very far, but then take
because
two.
you were a virgin.
Right.
You
but
were
ta-
too
take-
tight.
Yeah, take 2 was.
What, so he
was
only got
better.
like halfway in?
Well, yeah, and then, he's always really on edge. Like any kind of sound, it's like, whoa, stop. And
Like,
so,
like you see headlights
Well,
coming.
yeah, you're
And
nervous.
it's like,
Yeah,
whoa.
look, you got a lot to lose. Everything's
I
on the
know.
line.
I know.
Now, do you have a daughter?
I have 2 daughters that.
What if they bang their high school
you know,
teacher? Are you going to be pissed?
I tell you what, there was a point when this whole shitstorm went down. There was a really chaotic week that culminated in me driving to. I had to stop in with my attorney to go over some things, and I had to drive a series of miles to meet my daughter and tell her there's some heavy shit coming down that you may want.
How old is the daughter when you're telling her?
This. Angie is right between my oldest and my youngest daughter.
Oh, God,
Yeah.
you got a daughter older than your wife.
Yeah, I know. But I had to, back to your question about would I be pissed.
And they're still talking to you, those kids?
I'll get back to that.
Are they talking to you,
When I
yes
had-
or no?
As of yesterday, I received. It's pretty clear that they're not.
They're not
Cease
talking
and
to you.
desist.
They're not interested in a relationship with me. They've moved on in their lives, thinking that they'd endured enough. And granted, I put a lot of heartache and misery at their front porch. But when I went to visit my daughter at school and told her what was going to happen, from a father standpoint, I would totally understand. I would be furious if she told me that she was dating a man with the age difference between Angie and I. But at the same time, if this man was treating her with the decency and respect that I had always treated Angie with, as a father, part of me would be somewhat relieved. I mean, still pissed. I get it.
Right.
I get it from a father.
And what about Angie's parents? Are they talking to you?
Her mother is a fantastic woman. She is so supportive of Angie being happy and recognizes that if Angie being with me makes her happy, then she supports that. She's been very decent, very kind towards me.
What about your dad, Angie? Is he pissed?
Oh,
he's really upset, and I get it. I'm not like, I don't get it, guys. Why are you so mad? I understand.
Right.
I mean, nobody wants to.
How old's your mom?
53.
Oh, so pretty close in age, right? Yeah. And your dad's like on the rampage, right? He must be fucking crazy
Yeah,
from this.
but we're making progress. We're slowly kind of.
it's been a tough road. You have to, we lied and deceived. Obviously, we were being selfish and naive, thinking that we can get away with it, and everyone would eventually, if everything followed the timeline that we thought it
Were
was
you
going to.
pissed when you found out Angie told all her friends?
You know what, Howard?
Not all of them.
Right.
Well, you only have to tell one,
No,
then everybody else knows.
When this happened, that's the one thing people always expect me to be pissed about is that, aren't you mad at her that she told someone? We were going to get caught.
Right.
Her dad had intercepted a series of.
Emails?
No,
It's the
not
text.
It's the text. And you know what?
Yeah.
I tell you, for all those guys out there that think that they're really sly and they get away with, you can't get away with shit because they know where the signal's coming from, when this is being sent, when that's
Right.
being sent, and boom.
You were texting. Texting will do you
It's
in.
the
Every
phone.
time.
That phone catches
That phone killed me.
everyone now.
And you could see the progressions because I had a limited amount of minutes, and then I gradually would change my phone plan to this, and then I'd get more text messaging.
Right.
And in hindsight, it's just
I take it your ex-wife was really pissed.
she deserved so much better than what she got.
Right.
Absolutely, she was pissed because when this all went down, they called me in my classroom on March 10th. On March 10th,
Right.
and someone randomly had tipped off the teachers union, and I received a call from someone saying, "This is so and so. You're being investigated for an improper relationship with a student. Do not talk to the police. You need to go talk to a union representative right now." And I just broke into a flop sweat. I was
Right.
like, "Fuck, they know and I knew that they knew, and I was dead."
Right.
And you start creating this alternative reality in your head that actually we didn't do that. We didn't do that. We did.
Yeah.
we
you did it. You fessed up.
Not immediately, because when you plead guilty, you have no leeway.
Were you in actual legal trouble though? Because she was 17, or is it legal to have sex with a 17-year-old?
In Texas, it is.
It is
in
legal.
Texas, almost everything is.
Right.
Yeah.
Anything goes,
I broke.
except crossing the border.
I broke
That's
some ethical and professional lines. There were some legal lines that I crossed too.
It was
Yeah.
because he was a teacher, and the parents
Right.
put their
The
trust
prosecuting
in him.
attorney even said that had I not been a teacher, they wouldn't have prosecuted the case. But that being said, I still broke the law. And
Oh,
it-
so
and
this was prosecuted.
Oh yeah, and because
Did you go to jail?
what happened is I didn't talk to the police immediately. I was advised not to, and because the police couldn't talk to me, they talked to everyone in my social circle to create that pressure from the outside in,
Right.
including going to my wife's work and telling her what I was being accused of.
Right.
And she called me saying, "What the fuck is going on?"
Right.
And initially it's like, I've been told not to talk to anyone.
Not even you, honey.
Not even you. And
Can't trust anyone.
So when push came, 7 days later, I was charged with inappropriate sexual contact with a minor, annoying and molestation of a minor, which is the texting,
Right.
and dissuading a witness, which is putting pressure on a witness to testify other than to the truth.
Are you considered a sex offender?
A series of 6 months hearings, blah, blah, blah. I plea bargained to the felony and misdemeanor charge. Was sentenced to 5 years informal probation, which means I can leave the country. I don't have a probation officer.
You don't have a thing on your leg or anything.
No, I don't have an ankle
Too
bracelet.
bad. Right.
I don't.
We're thinking of putting one on you.
No.
Aren't you worried he's going to cheat on you, Angie, eventually? He is a cheater. He cheated.
This is his third marriage.
That's right.
No, I
No, but
heard that too.
seriously,
No,
are
no.
you worried?
Brothers.
Angie, are you worried?
Like the pattern effect, but it's hard to explain because from the outside in it looks like an older guy trying to get a young, piece of ass, but there's so much more to him than, I mean.
But he did it.
I hate to say it, but he's a weeper. He's very sensitive. He's very. There's no way. He's super
He
dedicated.
could get sick of
second
you.
wife used to talk about him just the same way.
He gets sick of you when you're
she
25.
As a result of everything that's
Is
gone on,
a young woman's vagina different than an older woman's vagina?
of course.
It absolutely is.
Of course.
Is that why it was difficult to get inside of her when you were first having sex
You've
with
never
her?
had a virgin, have you?
Virgin? Who would give me their virginity? No, I haven't. Absolutely not.
What was more difficult than the physical standpoint was the emotional standpoint, knowing that I was taking from her something that in a traditional situation would be,
How much wiener did you actually get in her the first time? Were you able to get the head in?
yeah.
Like
yeah.
half.
Just halfway in?
I
Yeah.
think, yeah.
And you blew a load probably quick.
Yeah. Pretty exciting stuff.
Only got half a wiener in and you blew a load. Well, it's your student, of course.
But then,
That would be terrible.
This is so wrong.
This
I
is
know.
so wrong.
But then there was
How
one-
long before you could get your whole wiener in there?
Oh, next time.
Next time.
Next time, and
Way to go.
Yeah, and then the next time, I
Trooper.
remember us being, finishing in the car and saying,
Well, you taught her a
This
good
is
lesson.
all in the car.
You'll have to stick with things. You got to work at things if it's gonna if it's gonna eventually
I
work.
remember saying that was real sex, Jack. And then we put ourselves together and then went to school.
Oh, you got dressed and went to class.
Yeah, by then we'd
Is that
switched-
weird to teach the class with her in it after you just had sex?
No, we hadn't had
was-
sex
Oh.
when she was in my class,
Right.
but because of the schedule, they had gone to a new. She had gotten
Get
4
new
new classes.
classes,
So after, I remember I was standing outside my door because I used to greet all my students coming in,
Yeah.
and then I'd see her casually walk across campus
Yeah.
to another class, and we kind of made that eye contact, like, shit, if anyone on this campus knew
Right.
what the two of us knew.
We just did.
Don't you think that that's what made it so exciting? That
Of course.
I mean, that the sex was even better because it was so taboo.
The sex has actually been better since then because the freedom to operate and to be seen in public as a couple.
Would you see the other high school guys talking to her, and would you get angry? Would you get jealous?
Yeah.
He did.
I just, everyone hugs in high school.
Right.
And I remember from across the campus, he saw me hug someone, and he stared me down. I was like,
Holy
he's,
cow. My teacher is very. Hey, isn't it kind of weird? The teacher is kind of upset with me hugging you.
Right. My teacher is obsessed.
Wow.
There was one kid in my class that was considering asking her to prom.
Right.
I was
And
going to ask about prom. Did
Well,
she
we
get to
act-
go?
We
Did you go to prom?
No.
You did not.
Shit hit the fan before.
Oh, it did. Yeah. I bet you all the kids at school were talking about you.
Oh, my
Holy
God.
cow.
You just ruined senior year.
Yeah. So, dude, now that you can't teach, how are you making a living?
Waiting tables, man. It sucks.
Waiting
And you know,
tables.
my main reason for coming on the show is that I've been a fan of yours for.
Of
Don't
course.
say you're a
for
fan
years.
of ours.
For years. For
We got
years.
enough trouble.
And
We're not a fan of yours, but go ahead.
for years, and because
Any
again,
cute waitresses working there? Young ones, high school? You don't. You keep it in your pants.
having recognized
Where's
that,
he working? Hooters?
having recognized that I made mistakes,
Right.
I'm basically looking for that. All it takes is that one person to say, I'm college educated, I'm articulate, I'm a thoughtful person.
You don't want to work around children anymore.
Why not?
First of all, I'm not allowed to as part of my probation. Is
that right?
I had to turn in my teaching credential.
Wow.
I can teach at the college level,
Oh, good.
Oh,
But-
lucky them.
but I'm not interested in that. I'm basically looking for a new challenge, and if
What kind of
there's any-
challenge you want?
You know what? I'm kind of wide open to it. I recognize that having been in this situation of starting a life 20 years ago, 20 years ago I was waiting tables and working the door, and now
Right.
20 years later, waiting tables, working the door. And
You said you're jiu-jitsu. Why don't you open a school, a jiu-jitsu school?
Oh, again, that's kids.
Oh, that's right.
well, no,
yeah.
that doesn't apply to.
Yeah, how many adults want to start learning jiu-jitsu?
I tell you, the guys at my academy have been so supportive, and it was a real outlet for me because when all this went down, I was on administrative leave, and I had nothing. I mean, I kind of moved in with my parents to get out of this.
So you guys living with your parents now?
No, I was living with
Oh,
my
my
parents.
God.
No. To get out of the local spotlight
Yeah.
and train jiu-jitsu all the time, and they've been very supportive. And
Angie, you going to go to college? Because the college professors are really cute. I'm not kidding. It's a great place to meet a guy.
We'll see.
Does
Not
he
right
keep
now.
you on a tight leash? I mean, he must be worried about you charging around looking all hot like that.
Yeah, like Jersey Shore will come on and he'll see me watching and he'll get kind of like
He gets upset.
just that worried feeling, and I get it, but
Right.
at
Jealous.
the end of the day, you know, I would love to have that experience and all that, you know, drinking.
Well, you can't
and
live
do
on
whatever I want.
campus. You're a married woman. I think you have to go home and cook dinner
right.
or something,
And so,
don't you?
but I mean, at the end of the day, I'm gonna want somebody who's gonna love me and be in my bed every single night. Same
Okay.
person, you know.
the thing,
so I get
the
that.
thing that's interesting is
I'm trying to
that
think what kind of job would you be a Ronald McDonald, like a mascot, or would you be like a department store Santa? Or is that like not anything
No.
you're looking for?
Again, you're talking about children.
Kids, right.
No,
right.
I'm
yeah.
not allowed
I didn't
to
realize
teach kids.
every job involves kids.
I'm not allowed to
Yeah.
teach kids. I'm not a registered
Oh, you
sex
could
offender.
be
I'm
a
not. I'm
Santa?
not,
Chuck E. Cheese is okay.
I'm not driving around in a van asking little girls to help
Was
me
it
find
all
my
worth
puppy.
it? Think about it. Your career is over now.
Oh, of course he's going to say it's worth it because he's got this love.
Is it worth it? Angie, is it worth
So
it?
cynical. You're
Love,
so
like-
cynical.
Is it worth it?
Talk to me in 5
Are you
years.
asking me? Or
Yeah,
her?
I'm asking you both. Was it really worth it?
To me, absolutely. If I could go back, obviously there are things I would have done much differently.
What would you have done differently?
Obviously our biggest regret is that we got caught.
Right.
So to be a little bit more subtle and.
Oh, my God. So you'd get caught again.
Well, no. Oh my gosh, no. He meant to say if we could do it again, we would have waited. We would have waited till I graduated. But you know, first and foremost,
If you had waited till you graduated, there probably would have been no charges. That's true.
Well, right.
Because
I would
I'm
have been
telling you, I
18.
know
I
a
would
lot of
have-
these
Right,
teachers who
right.
do this stuff.
Well, in talking to a lot of people, apparently it goes on more than you would think.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
And you know, I tried to separate myself from it and say that because I was thoughtful and because I was sensitive to her and because I was a friend, that made me better. But in the eyes of the law, it's cut and dry. And,
Right.
you know.
Do you ever wish you could go back in time and not do it in a car, maybe a van or something
Well,
like
tell
that,
you
where you
what.
had more room
Like
to
I'm
spread
going
out?
to a
There- at
van?
one
Yeah,
point-
well, yeah, you can lay down in there.
I'm telling. When we got on a bed, it was like
We didn't.
It was heaven.
Wow.
She
A
was shipped
room.
out to another town.
Right.
I moved in with my parents to get away.
You were shipped out to another town. Your parents moved you to another town, Angie?
Yeah.
yeah, just to get away because I was that girl.
Right.
I mean, I couldn't go anywhere. Like it was
Is this a small town you guys were in?
kind of small, and I felt so horrible. My whole family had to go through so much, and I really do.
Were
feel
there
bad for that.
reporters staking out?
Not my
your-
house.
yeah.
His house, but
Yeah.
Any of your friends stick by you, or did they all kind of like
yeah,
move away?
yeah. And I got that look from parents like,
Don't want my girl with her.
yeah, that type of thing. And
Yeah.
so, and I get it. I'm not like oblivious. Like, why aren't you guys my friends anymore? Like, why are you guys disappointed? I understand, and I feel really bad for everything that happened. But we're trying to.
Are you
know,
able to
move
work?
on and
Are you able to get a job?
Yeah.
Yeah, you're okay, right? No problem. What are you
she's
doing?
great. Yeah, she's great.
I'm in the restaurant business. I work 2 jobs. In the
So you're a waitress too?
kind of.
Yeah. What
like
if it's like a?
register and.
Hostess.
Oh man,
Yeah.
tough life, you guys.
It's gonna get better though. We're
But
confident
like,
it's gonna
yeah,
get better.
we're willing to stick it out and.
All right. Let me see if anybody wants to give you guys a job. This is Jeff
Oh,
and
is that
Angie.
what he's looking for?
He's looking for a job. Let's go to Jimmy. Jimmy, you got a job for Jeff, or you don't care? Go ahead, Jimmy.
Child molesting fuck should be in fucking jail. And that home wrecking slut has no fucking conscience.
Oh, my goodness.
Hey, I
So,
tell you what,
yeah.
when charges were finally brought, they.
She was my fucking daughter. You'd have disappeared, fucker.
I'm terrified. I'm fucking
you should be
terrified.
terrified.
I'm terrified.
Fuck your jujitsu, a fucking baseball bat in the middle of the night with
All right, yeah. Bring your bat. I got my fist at any
pedophile
time.
bitch.
Whatever.
Well, a lot of
It's-
people are angry
no,
about this.
and
I
I
understand. If it
understand.
was my daughter,
For
I would
sure.
be out of my fucking mind over it. I get it.
And I tell you what, I've said it several times to Angie, is that
Third marriage, home wrecking slut. There she goes. She don't care about anybody else.
from a
like Honey Badger, she don't care.
from a dad's perspective or from her brother's perspective,
Yeah.
I understand that, I've reached out to them and said, listen, I recognize that what I did was wrong.
Right.
I'd like to make amends. I don't expect to ingratiate myself in your family anytime soon.
See, I
but
never thought of
you
Angie
would've
as
had
a home wrecker, though.
No,
I mean,
it's
she's
definitely not her.
Kid.
But she's an innocent kid.
She's
No.
not married. She's not supposed to, have to worry about these adult things.
Do you ever say to yourself, I should have protected her. I should have been a better man about this. Yes, she's
I
attractive.
should have
and yeah,
waited. I should have any number of things.
Do you ever say that to yourself?
She just didn't put a bullet in his wife's head.
What?
She's no different than the Amy fucking the bitch who put a bullet in the wife's head.
This guy can't even talk. That's the thing. Is I understand the anger that a lot of people have, and
right.
from her father and her brother's, standpoint, if they were ever to meet me, I would totally expect and accept them wanting to throw in a punch. But I tell you what,
Jimmy,
if
you sound angry, but do you have a job for Jeff? What?
I have a job for him.
What's that, a hand job?
Cleaning the bottom of my fucking shoe with its face.
All right, Jimmy, thanks, man. All right, here's a gentleman named Ham Hands Bill. Go ahead, Ham
Oh,
Hands.
God.
Hey guys, listen, it is known that pink bubblegum is very similar to redhead's private parts. How long did it take you to lick a bubblegum asshole and vagina?
Oh, God.
Well, that's... Did Jeff introduce you to new kinds of, like the world of sex? It must have been mind-blowing. In other words, when he would lick you, would he lick your asshole and vagina is what Ham Hands is trying to say. I'm trying to put it in a nice way. I'm trying to be classy.
We started slow. I mean, it wasn't
started
like,
slow.
I was never like, whoa,
Because he
stop.
must know some shit, right? Because he's an older dude. I mean, he knows what he's doing, right?
from an older man's perspective,
Yeah.
and you can relate to this as well,
Right.
you have your actual sexual life, and then you have your fantasy sexual life, which
Right.
is much of what you're not doing in your actual life.
Yeah,
So
but
when we
Jeff,
got
can't you convince her because you're the older guy? Say, listen, honey, it's very normal
not-
for me to lick your asshole because
No,
that's what older people do.
I haven't had to convince her or prod her or goad her into doing anything she doesn't want to. I can tell you that
Right.
between the two of us, sexually, we've gone places that neither one of us has gone. And it's
Really?
been, yeah,
Anal, in other words.
for sure.
Wow. For sure. Wow. Well, let me tell you, he's teaching her things that he couldn't in
Well,
class.
he's still teaching. Is
That's
what's
right.
good.
That's
he
right.
is still teaching.
In a sense, you still are the teacher, right? In a way, you think of him sometimes as your teacher, right? Because he
No.
is teaching you anal.
People cannot get, you guys can't get past the whole teacher concept. It's now that
Right.
I'm no longer a teacher. I mean, it was always separate. There was the subject matter that I taught.
Did you ever
and-
try to bring other students into the bedroom? Where,
No.
like other, do you have any friends kind of thing, Angie?
We're going to have a study group.
Yeah. Let's see if we can get all the kids into the classroom to come to my house.
Do you swallow, Angie?
Angie, what about that? Do you feel funny swallowing your
No.
teacher? Not at all. You enjoy it.
Yeah.
She enjoys it. Ham Hands.
Good, that's nice. you are pretty hot, Angie. Long hair, red head.
You like it.
Yeah, Ham Hands
Ham
Bill,
Hands, but if you were a
Jeff
teacher,
is his hero.
you would Ham Hands. You would not. If you were a teacher, you would not cross that line, right?
Please.
Well, I would wait until she's 18, and then dress her up in a miniskirt,
and bend her over.
flower panties, cotton panties, smell her panties doing a 69, and lick her private parts for about a year before I have sex with her.
Right, but you would wait till she was 18. See, even Ham
Well,
Hands would have
even
waited.
then, she's 18. He's just going to lick her for a year. She'll be 19
Right.
before he actually
He's
has
not
sex
in a
with her.
rush. All right, Ham Hands. Well, thank you for that advice.
Thank you, Angie. You look pretty hot. I'll look you up on Facebook.
All right, very good. You might get him. Larry, go ahead. You're on the air.
Hey, how you doing, Howard?
Hey, man.
Yeah, I have a pretty similar story to this, and
You're looking for a job, too?
We can only find one guy, one job.
now with you fucking freaks, I gotta say, I mean, you don't think that's wrong?
Of course.
What you're doing?
Yes.
What? What are we doing?
What did I do?
No, not you guys.
No, you should not fuck your students. Listen, I won't even condone my guys having sex with the interns around here.
No, I know.
They're
that.
college girls.
Man, I've been listening to you for 30 years. Dude, today I find out if I have cancer or not. And I'm just so happy to speak
What's this got to do?
Nothing.
What's your question?
We're all
Nothing.
over.
Okay,
Yeah.
all right.
All right, I gotta go.
When I was in high school, I was dating this girl, and
Oh, you were bored.
You lost the girl to the teacher. Okay.
no.
You were the cool teacher. And a guy, you fucked one of the guys in your
75
class.
years old, Howard.
What?
He was 75 years fucking old.
Your teacher.
Yeah, he was a chemistry teacher. I'm not.
And he fucked you.
Names? Or no.
No names.
No, we don't want names.
Okay.
Larry, I got to go. You see, there was a 75-year-old teacher. What, he was fucking one of the students?
Yeah, he was fucking a 16-year-old. This goes on so much you wouldn't believe it.
I do believe it.
And just one more thing.
After 70, it's fine, isn't it, Robin?
Everything's
People
okay
don't
after
think
70.
that, or like these two couples, they think nobody knows about it. And if,
All right, this guy's boring the shit out of me. Nick, go ahead in Lake Tahoe.
Thank you.
Thanks, Howard.
You know what? Maybe you did the wrong thing fucking a 17-year-old, but even you don't deserve that torture.
Hey, I
Listen to
tell you,
that
we're
guy.
trying. I understand people saying it was wrong. I get it. I broke the
get
law.
it. Okay,
but I'm
Nick,
just
go
trying
ahead.
To make a bad
Let's get a
situation
good phone caller here. Nick, go ahead.
Thanks, Howard.
Yeah.
Hey, Angie, did you ever wear no panties and sit in the front row of his class?
Yeah, that's the key question. Did you
It
ever?
wasn't that easy. I was in the third row.
Oh, you were in the third row. So you always wore panties or no panties sometimes?
Sometimes no panties, but sometimes
Wow.
like in restaurants we'll go out, I'll go to the bathroom and come back and like hand him my panties.
And what was this whole thing? You knew when you started dating your teacher, oh, you'll go to the bathroom and hand him your panties. That's hot.
Did you ever blow him in the janitor's closet?
No, nothing happened.
on
Did you ever-
school grounds?
nothing happened in
Never,
school?
never
Nothing
took
on
place.
school
And on
grounds?
dates, and on dates, you would wear gym shorts with no
Not
panties.
every time. I would dress up. Not every time, but sometimes when we knew it was
When we knew it was going
get
down.
after it,
Yeah,
we're just-
yeah.
You'd wear gym shorts with no panties, so he'd have access to your vagina. Right? I mean, that's so considerate.
Very thoughtful.
Romantic is what I call it.
Yeah. No, so that was your outfit for a lot of times because you knew he might have to slip it in real quick with your shorts on. Is that correct?
Yeah.
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 So sometimes he'd have to just push the shorts to the side and enter you.
But wait a minute. Sometimes this was
Awesome.
happening in between
I mean,
class.
terrible.
So how
No,
far off
it was
campus
never.
could you get?
No, none of this took place on campus during school hours. It was always,
Right.
after school.
Robin, how dare you suggest they would have
know.
sex at the school?
Like that makes it better.
That's disgusting. Always outside of the classroom.
You make it sound
We
so dirty.
respected the school.
Robin, the classroom was sacred. How dare you? What is it, Fafafui?
Listen, I want to start by saying that this is not something that I'm interested in, but the guys thought I should point this out.
Oh.
In Jeff's original email to me, he
Yes.
said that he could get Angie into her bra and panties here if
Oh,
we wanted
no.
Really? I don't even know if I want to see that.
Trust me, you would.
I would.
And, but knowing, the show, I may have said that without her
She's been through enough.
Knowledge.
knowledge.
So you offered her in her bra and panties, but you didn't know that.
I didn't
just
run
so
that by her.
excited.
I just
Yeah,
said,
right.
this would be the hook that might get him to call me.
Right.
Hey, how about getting around the Sibian, Howard?
You want to get on the
That's not going to
Sibian?
happen. She
No.
knows about the Sibian. That's not going to happen.
Winning.
Well, all right. I don't know
There's
what
been
to
enough
say.
that wrong stuff that has gone on
Everybody
in this couple.
That's right. Let's go to Damon finally for the last word. Damon, go ahead in Wayne, New Jersey.
Good morning, Howard. Fuck that other caller who has a problem with this. This is hot. Good for you, Jeff. Like,
Thank you, man.
It's so hot.
Where do you
Thank you.
teach?
Damon, do you have a job for Jeff? That's what he's here looking for.
I could try. I'm not in any managerial position.
He doesn't have any
He's not in a position to. He just
Unfortunately,
admires
the one
you.
guy who likes you won't give you a job. He doesn't have one. If he had one, he would. All right, real quick, Marianne from Brooklyn, go ahead. What's your take on this?
Howard, I hated every teacher and they hated me, and I'm so glad. Get these assholes out of there. It's so boring. It's so stupid. You ruined your family. You're assholes. You're going on the show to get a job. Get her on the Sibian. You're a bunch of losers. Get King of All Blacks' cousin on. Get rid of these.
Right, Robin is looking for love. You're absolutely right, Marianne. Paul, go ahead. You're on the air.
Yeah, he is kind of perverted because she was, before 18 and, she was a student. But after hearing Ham Hands on there, I think those three should have their own little show.
That's right. I think the Ham Hands show with Jeff and Angie might actually work. All right, listen, you two. So, Jeff, you're looking for a gig. You're working
How do people
hard.
get in touch with you if they do have something?
That's right. If somebody has something for you, go ahead. You can give your plea right now.
Yeah, just to let people know that, again, recognizing that
That we're good people. We're not like we made a serious mistake, but we're good people.
And you are in love, and
Yeah,
love
and-
took over.
Yeah, it's not like it was like a hit it and quit it and like we got in trouble for it. It's serious. We're really in love and we're
We're just looking for that opportunity.
Yeah.
We're,
All right. So, Listen, I tell people I'm good too. No one believes it. But,
I was going to say, wasn't that Casey Anthony's defense?
yeah, she's a good person.
Yeah, I find it harder to believe that Marianne from Brooklyn was not liked in high school.
Well, anyway, guys. Well, listen. If you know me, I'm not for these kind of shenanigans. I say if you're a teacher, you would take a sacred oath to keep your hands off the students.
You were a married teacher.
That's right. But I don't know what to say. If somebody out there is sympathetic to this, if somebody feels that you deserve a second chance, they should get in touch with us, I guess.
What employer? What kind of employment? You know, I don't understand. I don't know.
Too bad Crazy Eddie isn't still around. I see management type job there. I don't know. I don't know. Listen, who knows what will happen? You do seem like very nice people, but you have this albatross around your neck.
5 years from now, you know, people won't be so critical, so judgmental, and it'll be.
How long did your other marriages last?
The first one was 4, but I was out.
Right.
I moved out after 2, and then my second marriage was 11 years.
You might need some marriage counseling or something. You know what I mean? You might
If
need.
I could afford it, that'd be great.
Right. Right now, you're low on funds. All right. Well, anyway, you two, thanks for coming in and tell us your story. This is Jeff and Angie, student and teacher falling in love. That's what we're talking about, Robin.
Yes.
Robin, none of your teachers ever manhandled you, fingered you, or anything?
No, my teachers were very respectful.
Right. Well, there you go. All right, Angie, good luck to you, Jeff. And your dad wasn't, but your teachers were.
My dad had to be put in his place, but my teachers were good. That's why I love school.
Well, you're in a tough situation.
I know.
So you gotta. Well, maybe someone will contact us.
Thank you.
We get guys all the time who, you know, might have something going on. But you guys live in Texas, huh?
No, California.
Oh, you live in California?
Yeah, we live.
Where, near LA or?
Central Valley, outside of San Francisco.
Okay. All right. So it's rough going right now.
It's rough, but it's good. You know, it's,
right.
You know, my ex-wife, I remember her saying that I would never get off this gravy train. She made a lot of money, and apparently, you know, there's more to life than being, you know, just content. I want to be happy.
Now, you can't teach jiu-jitsu or something like that. Sounds like you're
one of these days I will.
Yeah, right.
One of these days I will.
When you're ready.
Yeah.
All right, listen. Well, best of luck with everything.
Hey, thanks. I appreciate it.
If we hear from anyone, I'm sure Gary will pass the information right along.
Well, good luck, you two.
You're mean. I like you, but you're mean.
You're mean.
No, you make it seem like this is just the one time we got caught. Never.
No, I didn't say anything.
Hey,
I simply said
Robin
whatever I said. I don't
She
know
asked the
what I
hard
said.
questions, that's all.
See, Gary, photography's not so easy.
No, you sit around laughing at
right.
Jason
Hey,
all
guys,
the time.
Can I take a quick picture of you two?
Yeah.
Angie, Jeff, come talk to me for a second.
Okay.
Guys,
What's up, Lisa?
You came on the show today, you know, hoping for some help, hoping for some assistance to get your career back and restarted and going. Given the response from some of the callers, do you think this appearance will help or hurt you?
You know, when we came on, we thought at the absolute best there might be some feelers out there, maybe give us a chance. At the absolute worst, we're exactly where we are when we came. We're still in love. We still have each other. Had a trip to New York. Got an opportunity to be on the Howard Stern show. I have no complaints. I mean, people are critical. People are judgmental. People could be mean, but you know, we're not a bad couple. So.
There's nothing to lose by telling your story.
Absolutely nothing to lose. And if anything, this is a chance for us to say, this is who we are. We're sorry. We made a mistake, and now we can move forward. So I have no regrets. None.
Jeff, you talked about how you were married twice previously.
Yeah.
Why do you think this marriage will work?
You know, now that I like to think that I've learned from every mistake. You know, first time I got married because I was in a hurry to get there because my parents were happily married. Second time I got married because there was no passion, but it would be content. Passion in life and having someone to share that passion with is what it's really all about, and I have that with Angie.
Angie, you also discussed how you missed prom and you sort of leapt from a high school student into marriage, basically, and now you're working and everything. Do you think eventually you'll, have some regrets about, some youth lost through your relationship?
I've thought about that, and I get that all the time from my friends, but I'm with someone that loves me so much, and you can't trade that for prom or graduation. Like, I have enough foresight to be thankful for him and not, cry about all the other stuff.
So love will supersede any type of thing.
We hope so, yeah. We'll find out, yeah.
Well, the best of luck to you two. It was certainly an interesting story. Maybe someone out there will reach out and give you guys a hand.
Thanks.
Thank you.
Appreciate it. Thanks.